How y'all doing? I hope everyone is well. Hey. So like today I actually in this moment, well, in this particular moment, I just got on because I was just kind of like, well, I was putting on my gloves because I'm like, I need to release some energy. And so I kind of like been using my refrigerator or my wall as like my boxing like for my boxing, like for directing my anger, my energy these days, or not even anger, just well, sometimes it's anger, sometimes it is anger, and like it helps me just release. As I've kind of been just allowing various energies to flow through me for these and feelings and emotions and just everything that has happened to me this year, and not necessarily being able to find like my grounding and essentially almost saying like fuck it, just let it all burn, and not even really knowing how I got there. Like it was like one decision after the other, and like each one of them was like, all right, if this is pushing me this way, then this is what I'm gonna do. And it was just like really interesting to go from like one version of me, one reality of mine, to like a total different one. And no matter like what was pushing on the outside, what was pushing on the outside, or what was the choices ahead of me that I chose another, like decided like this one was it. Like, all right, whatever. Because oftentimes it just felt like I was like, it was just this is what it is. Like, and always still recognizing that it's a choice. If I'm looking or I'm experiencing, and this is just what it is, and I'm gonna go with this. Like, if this is what my soul is, just in my spirit, whatever. If I'm being pulled here and this is what I'm choosing, then fuck it, I'm gonna jump in and choose it. And once I jump in, now I'm in here. Like, it is what it is, and that's essentially how it became. That without completely understanding what it is what it is part would be, like what the destination would be, and then having to be okay with it, like, cause not really feeling like I could go back. And then I had a moment. I was having a bunch of moments and shit was happening to me, and I was just like, why don't I feel like I can call nobody? And I guess, and I did reach out to a couple people. I actually did, and then like the responses and everything, like, and then I'm like, okay, what the hell happened? Like, it's a lot of stuff that don't feel like, I don't know how things are lining up in the time that I normally take to be able to figure stuff out, to analyze stuff. Like, I don't really have like, it's like, okay, all this stuff is going on, and then I got this stuff going on, and then not even necessarily for me, because like my life seemed pretty simple. Like, I just came back out the country, and I'm adjusting back in the States, while my mind is like trying to put all the puzzle pieces together for everything that I have in place. Like, all right, so I started that business while I was gone. I'ma work that, and then I'ma like I got this idea for this business, and if I can just connect these dots and on this level, and like I really don't want to start off over here. Everybody keep pointing me to there over there to start, like, and I'm just like, no, well, I'm gonna take my money and my resources and my energy over to that place and start when I'm looking at it like it can be us and it could be so much bigger, and I'm like sitting next to this ocean and I'm talking and I'm sometimes I'm smoking and sometimes I'm just sitting here and I'm like, hey, you talking to me and I'm talking to you, like you giving me these visions, like you see it too, right? Like, and then like, okay, so you show me, like we exchanging this, we having this exchange. So basically, this journey that I've been pulled to take, that I said I was gonna take for whatever reason I needed it, it had a purpose. I mean, it always had a purpose for me. Like the purpose for me always to get out was to get out of this country because I felt like it was poisoning me. Like I just felt like that, and like I try to see beauty in everything. I don't even try. Like for the most part, I see beauty in everything, and also like the energy of this place. Sometimes it's just like, no, let me get out. Like what the hell are we doing? And I was just like, man, the race relations here is ridiculous. Like, let me get out, let me leave and see. And then even in that, seeing like how it's like, hey, these my people over here too. Why? All right, you know what? Let me see what I can do. And then it's like, no matter how, well, I have tried to tune out a lot of stuff because I ain't about to try to carry the whole world on my back, essentially, not consciously. And I don't do a lot of stuff consciously. Like, I don't necessarily consciously or purposefully wait for people or things or situations or the next thing. Or, like if I feel like I need to take a break, then I take a break. If I feel like I just really have gotten to a place over many years, and I've been like this for many years, where like I just listen to my internal guidance, and everything external for me is just like, it's external for me, right? Like I can, when it comes to me, when it's touching me, when it's whatever, like it's gonna be here. When it get here, for the most part, it's love. Whatever I had to pull from that to make it to be that for you to be here, and that's a celebration in itself. Like, you know what? We done been through a lot of stuff back there, and like we up here. And never actually holding on to anything. No grudges for real, no nothing. Like, this is freedom. This is what it is. Like, okay, cause we here today. And I don't, like, most of the time, whatever happened back there, I'm not even thinking about, I'm not reflecting on. I'm aware, like, don't get me wrong. I'm aware of what I'm aware of, and like there's certain things that I don't really dig deep into, or I don't really try to feel too much on either side on a conscious level. Like, now what happens when what happens in like in other realms and other worlds and stuff is different for me. Um and then like the more times I stay in silence or by myself for real, because I've been alone by myself for a long time essentially, and it's okay. Like, I don't hold no beef, I don't hold no grudges. I speak my piece. I try to be really 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 good with like being authentic with how I feel, and being slow to anger, and speak, and um even if I use even if I use like other mediums, usually like other people I'm close to like do a quick vent session and then be like, all right, I got that out. So now that I got that out, let me be able to think clearly, like as a sounding board essentially. And then even understanding how people use that against you, and also always just believing that like the people that's close to me, they understand that like me, and like I don't normally participate in a bunch of drama or a bunch of stuff. So whatever is coming through here, like I'm trying to sort through my feelings right now, and this is a safe space because if it's about somebody else that I'm close to, then I just know that. But you know that I love them, and like it ain't nothing like that. So it never. I don't know. So this year, like when I came back out the country, it was just like this seemed like what I did. Like it was just like hit after hit after hit, and I'm like, okay, like all right, I'm figure this out. Like trying to figure out stuff and trying to maneuver stuff, and and then like trying to fight for shit for my apartment complex that I was essentially fighting for before I left, and it just was like, damn, like this shit is still this. Fighting with the military again about my benefits, and um just I don't know, just life. I guess just life, regular life. And I don't be tripping much because I'm very, very aware of the privilege that I have in my life as far as like where I've gotten. However, anybody may look on the outside or the inside, like I really don't consider myself to be extremely lonely for real. Even if I get have my moments, like I do have my moments, and then the most part is like when I have the access, I'm gonna do what I want to do either way. And if somebody can come, that's cool. And if they can't, then okay. And there's been plenty of times over multiple years where like the closest people to me I've asked or reached out or just whatever it's been, and it's just been like no, 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 no. And then I have had moments where I'm like, damn, I'm like, why don't nobody ever want to do nothing, or what is it about me? Or, a lot of those moments was way, way, way back, probably in my 20s somewhere. And I might have had a couple moments in my 30s, and it was just like, all right, like it don't even matter. It's just life, probably, or whatever. Like, oh, my nail. Like, it's probably just life. Like, I just realized I'm in a very privileged situation. I'm single. I ain't got no kids. I work how I'm going to work. Like, I got a lot of flexibility and free time that most people don't have. So, there's always a bunch of grace and understanding and compassion and acceptance. And then also, like, I have energy to give, to pour into, because I pour into me so much, and understanding that oftentimes women, especially black women, like we don't get that time. So if I call one of my girls or something and they choose that like they don't want to answer the phone, or they don't want to go out, or they don't want to see me in that season or whatever, if it's not a link up, I usually be like, all right, like I'm gonna internalize that and figure out what's going on with me, that I'm feeling some kind of way about it today. Because if you just don't feel like doing it, you don't feel like doing it. Like, that's fine. And if you only feel like doing it a couple times a year, and all right, like, whatever. Like, I kind of got to adjust to that. And if that's just what it is, it really ain't no issue for us to be beefing. And I'm telling y'all that I'm telling a lot of y'all that I want more. And I'm also kind of connecting to other groups and friends and shit. And I'm just like, hey, if this is what's out here, I'm going to just stick with my crew. Because, like, I don't really want to do no gossiping. I don't really want to be beefing. I don't really want to like be mean girls to each other. Like, I don't really want to worry about if you my like enemy or something. Like, I just don't. And then even if I see some stuff like throughout my group, it's like, wait, what's happening? Like, like I ignore a lot of other stuff. Like I just be like, it don't have shit to do with me. That don't have nothing to do with me, and I just kind of like leave it at that. And then even when people coming to me and they vent or talking about whatever, like I'm usually kind of like, okay, what's the percept? Like let me, I'm listening. So maybe they meant it like this, or maybe it was like this, or maybe like this, and like always. And then it's been a couple times where like that shit came back and bit me on like, oh, so I was thinking that like this was different. Like I didn't really know that like however I whatever excuses or whatever I was given the benefit of the doubt over there, like maybe I was given too much of the benefit of the doubt or whatever. Like, okay, so like when I get bit, I'm like, I guess that's cool because that's kind of like what you've been doing. Like I mean, as much as like that's what you've done oftentimes, and I guess it just was my turn, and I ain't see it coming. And all right, well, like I guess I was trying to. I don't know. Like I'm gonna just take the shit. I'm gonna take the hits. All right, fine. Like I'm gonna take the hits, and I'm gonna keep trying to figure out like what the hell is happening or what's going on, or always try to see the best of the situation from the best way that I can see it. And like because I personally love black women, right? And I ain't really gonna be around you if it's cause for me to not like you, or if it's cause for me to feel some type of way, or feel like we gonna have no, like if it's gonna be something happening that I don't really want to happen, then like I don't want to tap into, then I kind of like just don't tap into it, right? And I guess as with any woman, I've had situations, and I always felt like I wasn't really about to look at women as my enemy. Like, why would I look at you as my enemy? Why would I look at you like somebody that I want to tear down for anything, good man or anything? And also being honest, like if my relationship is not directly with you, then hey, and that man like approach me or whatever, like I'm probably might is a possibility of me going in. Like it's a possibility of me creating my own relationship with him, dynamic with him, regardless of what it has to do with you. And I'm gonna try to be extremely responsible and respectful and like whatever. And like just because I'm doing what I'm doing, whatever labels that come and whatever energy that's attached to that, like that ain't really got shit to do with me. Like ain't nobody really gonna make me feel like I'm something because I'm doing this. Like no, I'm still me. All of that is still valid. And like this man is on my radar right now, so I'm gonna try to do the best I can to make sure that this shit is like drama free, especially on my side, and probably for you too, sis. Like I don't bring drama. I don't really do that. Not like that. And being real honest on like, hey, I'm out here too. Like, and I go a long time without being touched and without being held and without being hugged and without being comforted. And they my choices, because whatever is coming across on the physical, like it's very rare that I'm like, hey, there's attraction there, and that's fine. Like I'm perfectly okay with that. Because I put some very specific requests out into the universe. I really have. And I'ma just, I know this heart of mine, I know this spirit of mine, I know this life of mine, I know this mind of mine, I know this my intentions, I know this purity that I have. Like the reason that I ask for the things that I ask for is because like shit, I saw them. That mean I can have them. And I'm a rock out in this in this world the best way that I can. And I guess at this point in time, like the best way, anything that was happening on the external that I don't understand, I'm like, I'm gonna just take it to the spiritual like I always do. And I'm just like, I guess that my spiritual team was like, okay, it's time to boss up. Like, you asked us for this, and you said this was the groundwork, this was the foundation. And when you got to where you could get as far as you could go, we needed to be able to boss you up. We bossing you up. That's how I translated it, because a lot of the stuff in the physical I just wasn't understanding. Like, and before I even had a chance to be like, for real, like, okay, let me sit down, I'm gonna do this. That shit was like, no, you not. No, no, no. And I don't know, maybe I got tired of carrying a cross that I didn't even realize I was carrying. Or putting myself last, even though I thought I was putting myself first for so long. I don't know. I be sitting here trying to figure it out. Because I received some of the messages, even if I didn't know how to interpret everything, especially as confused and hurt and overwhelmed that I was, and lost, and like, what the hell is happening? Okay. And everything that came through this portal of me, I'm like, at the end of the day, whatever else is happening out there, me, Darian Nichelle, aka Nikki J, man, what? Like, we gonna do what the hell we always have done then, and we just gonna make sure we rise to the top, because don't none of this make sense to me in the physical. It's all, we gonna have to tap into all our resources and like make it make sense in the spiritual. And I don't even care whatever definitions anybody try to get me, however anybody try to tell me like they think I'm going too far, or they think like, not this time, like, not this time, not this time. Even if I wanted to stop, I couldn't. Like, it was like, not this time. Like, no, no, not this time. This time, I'ma choose me each time. Like, each time. And no matter how hard or difficult that was for me, for somebody that like always want to make sure everybody is okay, and like all the stuff that's going through my mind and all of this, and I'm just like, it's just like bringing up other things, like probably other things that I'm fighting. Like, it's just that moment, like, whether you think you're doing the shit right, or everybody think you're doing the shit wrong, or no matter what it is you battling, like, guess what, you in this bitch by yourself. You know, like, you gotta hold yourself no matter what. So essentially everything that I felt was kind of like, all right, like, if I sleep with somebody else, man, at this point, oh well. Like, I try not to, because I probably don't want them. Like, it's a certain type of energy that get me, especially to be up in my portal, like, to be up in me. And it's just like, yeah, it's unapologetic, because it feel like sometimes when I'm hurting the most, nigga, I gotta hurt the most by myself. even if to the world it looked like I put myself there. Like it'd be like, damn. So ain't nobody say like, damn, like none of the men. I'm just saying, like, even though I haven't um been intimate, like sexually intimate with a man in like 3 years. And even if I'm not, I haven't really been actively dating. Like I had my online connection, and then I had well shit. At this point, they all online. Like I have my online connection and like somebody else that I used to love and mess with. Like essentially everything online, like everything in the astral, everything in the damn non-physical. And I'm like, all of a sudden, like once again, so ain't nobody up here anyway. Like I don't know. I don't get it. And maybe it's supposed to be like you doing it wrong. You supposed to do it like the rest of society telling you to do. And I'm like, no, I don't, cause that shit don't look satisfying and happy either. And I guess if I gotta end up like satisfying myself, then that's what I'm gonna do. I can do it. I can do it. And if I have to like tear off pieces of myself or really do much of anything that I don't want to do to have like somebody in my bed with me, or to be able to have the freedom to just like crawl into your bed or anything, or if I gotta like coax somebody to talk to me more or do like I don't even want to. I don't want to do that. I can enjoy the moments that I have with somebody and like desire more and articulate that I want more, and then allow them to do whatever they gonna do anyway, because that's what essentially happens, right? And also at the same time, like we can be very intentional, and I ain't that stupid, or I'm not like when a man want to be intentional, he gonna be intentional. He gonna say something. I ain't gotta try to figure that shit out. I don't gotta try to like, mm-mm. No, I don't have to like. This season, it was like I'ma choose me. I'ma choose me every time. For all the times that I asked somebody to choose me and they said no. All right, don't worry about it. Whatever is happening, like me. Oh, hey Darian, more me. Cause my physical appearance changed quick. I don't got no damn health problems, like, and I knew that. I wasn't even worried. I'm just like, okay, I see the changes. All right, cool. Like, damn girl, you look different. Like, you look slimmer, taller. What the hell? Like, looking at myself, like, all right. And then I'm just like, one day I was like, looking in the mirror, I was like, Darian, like, hey girl. And whatever y'all getting, like whatever I'm actually recording, I don't know how it's translating to nobody, if anybody can feel this, because whenever somebody reached out, that shit was like, no, like, no, that's not what it is. That's not where it's at. And if that's how you translate, then that's okay. Like, no, I don't want that in my energy. And even being attacked and stuff, like the various ways I had to think of that, like, all right, that must be my fault, because I finally said something. Like I finally was like, this shit is not okay. Like stop fucking talking to me. Don't fucking talk to me. Your mama said that like you her kid. Like I told her that I don't want to fucking talk to me. Like why is you in here? So like apparently She said like, "Hey, that's my daughter." Essentially, like, if you don't want to talk to me, you don't want to talk to, and I don't work like that. I guess I didn't really get it, and also I guess I should have, because like, that's your mama. Shit, like, that's your mama, and from what she was talking right there, I should, like, nigga, you a liar. You just lying, lying, lying every time you open your mouth. So I guess essentially, like, it should have all been expected. Like, if I fought you, I was gonna have to fight your mother. I guess bring that shit back around. Like, and this has been such a parallel 20 years later. Nah. No. 28 years later. 28 years later. I'm like full circle. Like, oh, because I started talking. So am I supposed to think that I deserve to get my ass beat because I'm talking? Because my words? Okay. Like, I guess that ain't okay. Like, that ain't nothing new. I mean, if we dipping back then, if that's where you came from, like, that was a regular for me back then. But why that shit gotta be up here right now? Because I'm going through some stuff that, like, I'll take it. I can't do nothing else but take it. And then feeling like, or knowing that it's people that thought that shit was okay. Okay. And even if they didn't, what was they gonna do about it? Cause I still went to fucking bed alone. And I'm like, whatever this journey is, wherever it's taking me, it's just going to take me. It's just going to take me through every fucking thing. For whatever reason. Like, I'm walking on this side, on this path. Okay. I remember when me and Chrissy was talking before. And like, just, the gifts of prophecy and just things like that. And everything that was going on with her, and just like the stuff that we used to like kick back at each other, and her being like, as we tried to figure some shit out, because she used to always be like, "Hey man, you don't think you a prophet, right? Like, you probably the most gifted one." I used to be like, "Girl, what is you talking about? Like, I don't got no spiritual gifts. Like, I mean, not like that." Like, and she used to be like, "Okay, like, all right, you think you can call out everybody else's shit, and you think you don't got nothing, like, but you think that you just attract people, and you think you attract all this supernatural stuff, and you don't think that, like, oh, okay, like, okay." And like, I used to be like, "Yeah, okay, like, I guess I'm supposed to be like y'all help or something." Like, and she would be like, "Okay." And I remember this one conversation, she was just like, like, no, we were just talking, and she was like, well, like, it's different paths for people to take, like, that you can take. She was like, or she was like, something I already knew, but it was just the way that she broke it down, or the way that, like, the conversation went. And she was like, life has different paths, like, and just because you see something right then, like right now, or just because you have a, like, it can be this, like, it's another person on the end of that. They gotta make decisions too, and then you attach to people, and like it's it's a different path. What she just said, it's a different path. Like, like we all got different paths that we can take, and just because you see something clearly today doesn't mean that that's gonna be the path that ends up being taken. And as I was thinking, and as it was coming back to me today, it was like we got different paths that we can take, and it's different people along them paths. Like, if I feel like we connected, or if I see a vision for us right here, if that's a piece of the vision that I'm giving, because I'm giving a vision. And if you the soul that I see attached to this vision right now at this part of my journey, like, okay, and then understanding, like, once these souls connect on a place where they bring it into the physical, like, not only that, you got stuff back there. Like, before we even connect, like, you got stuff going on back there, I got stuff going on over here, like, and what's gonna happen when we once this, like, for this link up, and once we link up, and once we connect in the physical, like, what is gonna happen with everything that is, like, that was pulling us together, like, whatever is pulling us together, what is gonna happen with everything? How we gonna interpret information, the people around us, the environments, like, how we gonna allow stuff to hit us and shift us and shake us back, and either bring us together or bring us apart, and the things that we say to each other, like, from the different places that we are in, and the questions we gonna choose to act and the ask, and the ways that we gonna choose to act to each other. Like, it's a lot of stuff. And then when it comes to the place of, like, either deciding to stay and kick it back, and then finally at some point being like, all right, you know what, like, I done did as much as I could on this road, like, I ain't willing to take nothing else for real. And then what that mean, and then your vision, like, now you done tapped into another part of your record, I guess. Like, now you on another path. You can decide, like, am I gonna kick this back? Am I gonna go back and revisit that, or I'm gonna go up to the next one? And essentially, like, that's what it is. And as you go across each obstacle, I guess just like a video game, like, you elevate a little higher. When you decide, like, you know what, all right, whatever was attached to this person, whatever vision, whatever this was that was connected to them in this way, like, y'all probably gonna have to do something different. If it's gonna be something different at this point, like, now that we right here, I'm deciding to, like, I gotta let it go. And however it come back around, sometimes then, like, it come back around. Like, however it come around, like, it come around. So if now he can only be used, or I can only be used, or they can only be, like, whatever it is, if it's a moment of intimacy because I really need it, like, y'all knew, like, okay, you gonna be probably not having nothing around for a minute. So, like, even if you're not gonna go too far this way, like, we know where your limits at, but, like, you need this, you need to be touched, you are still human, you still need to be hugged, like. And if this is the channel that you gonna get it through, then you gonna get it through, because it's some channels that, like, some stuff came through, and I'm like, I don't want it, I don't want it, I don't have to, it don't make me feel good, I don't like how it doesn't. And then no matter what anybody else think, like, no thank you, no, it's okay. I don't have to accept everything from anybody, and nobody has to accept anything from me. And it's never really like, hard feelings, because it's been guys where I'm like, hey, like, don't act like, or you can, like, your feelings is hurt now because I'm saying some stuff to you that I ain't never said before, and you've said a lot of things to me, and, like, I might have just bit it or I might have just whatever, and I ain't really even trying to be mean, but like, no, or like this is my truth now. Like I'm still trying to be careful of your feelings, and also probably not as careful as I used to be. And sometimes dudes ain't know how to take that. They like, wait, what? Like now it becomes like, oh, you trying to do something to me or something. It's like, no, I'm not trying to hurt you for real. And like I'm not the same woman that I was back there. I don't have the same lens, and like you may have caused that at some point. Like you may have contributed to that, and that's okay. How if you meant to or if you didn't, if there's some things you wish you could have said, because a lot of times the men came back like, "Hey, I want like my bad," or like, or they I don't even know if they ever really apologized. It was just like I can see some things differently now, and maybe trying to like have sex or something. It was like we can't even do that. Like I'm not even I'm not the same person. I'm not, like if, no, whatever you here for right now, like yeah, I'm mute. Like yeah, I'm right here with you and in this bed, and whether or I'm right here with you in this club or this bar or at this dinner because you wanted me here too. Like it didn't necessarily mean that anything was gonna happen except we decided that we was gonna um share each other's attention and just whatever we getting out of this. And if you ain't getting what you want, that's okay, because there's plenty of times I didn't get what I wanted. I'm not even trying to be malicious at all. Like, and like I'm not apologizing for real. And so just like understanding that like we lose a lot of connections in life, some just by living it, just by choices, and that's okay. And in this season, like I am pretty sure that I hurt a lot of people feelings, and I did not go in it with like that intention. And I guess that don't matter because I'm pretty sure I've been hurt by a lot of people and it wasn't their intent. I never really looked at it that way. When it came to anybody, even though they was hurting me, and even though I did see what I saw, it was like, why would like this don't make sense to me? And I try to ask a lot of questions, and I try to be really patient. So I really today it's kind of been like, I wonder how, because essentially like I'm not angry, and I'm not angry a lot most of the time. I'm not sad most of the time. Like no, and oftentimes a lot of the channels that I get are pretty cool to me. Like I'll be over here chilling, and I ain't always high because I know people be like, "Oh, she high." No, I'm not always high when I'm channeling, and like I'm not always high over here. Although I could do so, I wouldn't mind being high. And I haven't felt like really being around other energies, and I don't really know what a lot of stuff has to do with a lot of stuff. And I'm like, all right, like I know this not the end. Like I'm chilling for real for the most part. Like I have my moments where it's like a lot of stuff has happened in this, not even this year. Like it hasn't even like what the hell was happening? What happened? What? Like what is so many things that I can't see and ain't even really about the interested enough, I guess, to do like to go back and try to follow people footsteps or follow like anything. And then I'm like, okay, well I can follow me. And then I'm like, but I don't even know what none of it means, like where any of it cross connects or what, like And then I'm like, okay, am I like being purposefully blind? Like, cause it definitely got to like it couldn't have like really just started off from me talking, cause stuff was already happening. Like, by the time I brought it out here, it was already stuff going on. And then I'm just like, I ain't got to figure it out. Like, hey, I'm here right now. This is what it is. Like, okay, and my brain is gonna do what it do, and as I get more channels, and just understanding that like for some people, whatever I'm going through look way different than what I see and what it looks to me, and uh what people can understand or recognize depending on them. And I'm like, shit, over here, this should be looking magical to me. It be feeling magical. What's in my head is magical, like, and some of it just be like, wait a fucking minute, like, hold up, what? Like, what is y'all saying to me right now? And especially, like, don't get me listening to music. It be the music for me. I mean, because I don't really watch a lot of movies or TV or whatever. Um, yeah, I have watched Creed. I have watched uh, A Journal for Jordan, Gray Matter. I think in all this time I probably watched like maybe five or six things, maybe all these months. Like for the most part, I'm like got my YouTube on playing music. Um, if my subscription, like if my title ain't on, because I prefer title, but I'll do YouTube like the music. Um, do my workouts and stuff. I'm like I'm chilling, and like it's been a couple times like I'm like here for myself. I'm like here, and it's me, and I guess I'm connected like to a couple people in this time, and like also like energy is really my energy is like really really sensitive, and I haven't. And as long as like somebody looking at me or saying something to me about me that I don't like or what I'm doing that I don't like or whatever, then it's like I don't really want to talk to you because it ain't really about you for real. Even if you feel like it is. If you feel like it is, then all right, like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And this is different for me too, because I'm like, I've held a lot of compassion in my heart, a lot of love, a lot of light. And even right now it's still love and a whole lot of other stuff. And I'm like getting to know myself on a whole other level. And I think that's what's beautiful to me. That's why I'm like, hey, I don't care about like, hey, I'm getting to know me right now. Hello, new version of me. I didn't know I was pregnant with myself all that time. And Darian and Nikki having a conversation. Like it's been a lot that happened back there in the background. And the fact that like my words can cause so much chaos or destruction and or violence or whatever, like okay. And if it mean I'm supposed to take responsibility, like okay, but what type of responsibility? Because I ain't never really saying it's okay to get beat, like, or to get hit, or like, what the fuck? I ain't been hit, and like, I ain't actively been in a fight since I was a teenager, and I forget that like adults actually be out fighting and shit. Like, nigga, I put on gloves and I box like right now I box the wall. Like I'm like I want a ball, and I've been thinking about getting like a speed bag and shit for years, and like stuff like that. I'm like, I channel my anger differently. I mean, when I was a teen, there was moments where I channel my anger, and it was it was fighting. Like, okay, I'm 42. Like, that ain't usually my first go to, and like, I have been pushed enough to where I'm like, I would beat your ass for real. Like, hey, because y'all niggas trying to feel like y'all think I'm soft now. And then I was getting my ass handed to me, and I'm like, damn, I guess I am a little soft, softer than I thought, softer than I knew. Shit, like, okay, and even in that, my ass was like trying to figure out how to get her hands. Like, I'm like trying to pry her hands off my hair. She got such a death grip on my head, on my hair. I can't even really do nothing. And I'm like, okay, like, let my hair go then. And then I'm like, I tried to punch her ass. And then I'm like, oh, and this body, like, I lost some, I ain't got no weight. Like, how hard is this punch gonna pack? I'm gonna try it anyway. And then, like, not being able to move. And then when the daughter came over there punching me in the face, and two, like, yeah, I'm like, and the other girl just standing there, I'm like, is this shit? Is this happening? And then I'm like answering, like, she talking to me and I'm actually answering her. And then I had a moment like, why the fuck am I trying to like help make your life better? Like, why you asking me questions? Why you over here punching me in my face and shit? Or why you talking to me? Man, shut the fuck up. I don't care about none of that shit. Like, it was so much happening in them moments before the cops got there. Even when the cops got there, that shit even was even more. And I don't trust nobody. I'm like, oh no. Like, I know I've had issues with police, and I know I've had issues with police station, and I know I was just talking about y'all, and like, all this shit felt like it was calculated anyway. And like, I know I went in the office and said something about getting a restraining order last night before they closed, and then like was asking, and then like the next day, like, all this stuff happened, and she talking about I'm about to go to the hospital and all this, and then she just like, after our words, he was in such a rush, she was going to the hospital, but then her mama come up talking shit, and then the first time where I'm like, all that shit she got out, like, that whole shit was just like, that felt like a setup, and I walked my ass right into it somehow, like, cause your dog pissing on my stuff yesterday, like, that was just like the, and I vented what I had to say, and then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be a little nicer, I'm gonna just say that shit nicely, like, hey, stay the fuck away from me, like, I said exactly what I wanted to say, and then when I saw, I was like, I'm gonna be nicer about it, keep your ass away from me, like your mama said. Cause you her kid, and you definitely being her kid. Like, so stay away from me. And just like understanding that the way I live and everything is different, because like my mother is not my best friend. Actually, I'm my best friend, and I had a couple external best friends at some point, male and female, and like, I don't know. I'm like, am I disappointed in myself? No, not really. This is you. Am I disappointed in anybody else? I don't really know. I don't really know, because I don't ever really have no expectations for anybody to do anything except for what they want to do or what they gonna do. Like, what you gonna do? And they ain't never like, it was a couple people that reached out online, and I'm just like, oh, this shit is online for real. Like, I don't know. Some stuff it just be like, how real this shit. And I ain't never, ever, like, when I used to fight, I got jumped pretty, like, I mean, I done, it's always me. I would have never called nobody. I wouldn't have even thought to call somebody and ask them for help. I ain't even see that shit coming. Not like that, not right there. Like, I ain't, Why I'm about to be getting hit on? Like, I ain't see that happening. And like I'm glad I ain't have no yeah, I'm glad that I wasn't armed at the time. Absolutely. Because I saw somebody get time for something that should have been self defense, and essentially because he kept pouring bullets in somebody, and that's probably exactly what I would have did. So yeah, no, this system got enough out of me. They don't need nothing else, especially behind no other bars. Like this shit is prison enough. I ain't And I'm like, damn, this city, huh? All right. And I don't know what's happening in the background, and it's cool, like, cause there's always stuff happening that you can't see. I don't know what it is. I ain't really trying to figure too much out either. I sit in here and I listen to my tarot, and I listen to my music, and I go outside and I talk to the trees and I hug them sometimes, and I sunbathe and I go for walks and I do whatever. Like it's me, it's me, and I probably could go many places, and I'm just like I don't really want to. I don't want to reach out to nobody for real. I don't want to. I'm like, what am I like? Am I supposed to be making amends with somebody? What I'm supposed to say or do? Because I don't want to. Because the truth is that this transformation has brought up a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that like I did not see. And it's like once you see, you can't really unsee some stuff. And all of it wasn't meant for me. I know that I'm a portal. All of it wasn't meant for me. Like I'm very well aware that my gifts that have been opening, and some of the things that I know or don't know to do, and some things that people was like probably trying to tell me not to do, but I'm like, you can't put your fears on me. Like that sounds like fear. I'm not afraid, so I'm not going to listen to that. Like you can't get me to do something out of not do something out of fear that I'm being guided to do. Like I ain't never really go looking for stuff like ever, like on any realm. For the most part it comes to me. The one time I went looking at some shit, like, oh, that shit bit my ass quick. I was like, oh no, nope, nope. I told that story back then when I picked up like my ex's mom's phone. I saw that shit. I was like, oh, that's what I get. Like, cause I ain't even know how to process that. I was like, what does this even mean? And now I don't know who to trust or what to do or and like why you doing like what kind of whack shit is this? Like it was just like okay, like bet you I won't do that again. The Texas mama, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, oh no, I'm never doing that again. Like, and that ain't nothing I had did before. I done seen women and men that be like digging for shit. Oh no, and they gonna find something every time they get the digging, and then they nope, I ain't doing that. I ain't. Who the what? Nah, partner. The pros and the cons don't really it don't really seem like a bunch of pros. Like I'm just gonna ask. And And then, like, for real, I feel like I have been attached to some amazing men and women, like amazing people. I feel like I've been attached to like some dope ass human beings over my journeys, and I don't really know how anybody is processing this. Especially because like my phone got, and it's crazy how like my phone got turned off. Right, I was having so many issues with T-Mobile, and I still be feeling like I need to write to somebody. I need to send an email. I had so many issues with T-Mobile, and then my phone, like it was so much happening with my phone bill that should not have been happening. I was like, what the hell is going on? And I couldn't figure it out. And then I was just like, man, I'm not about to stress this shit. Fuck it. And then like it was just too much. Like I'm like, I went through a whole lot in just a really short period of time, and then I just kind of like carried the. My phone got cut off. I'm like, my phone ain't been cut off in like what? Like, and I was trying to trying to get my number, like trying to figure out where I was gonna take my phone. Like, did I want? And then it kind of was like, man, just fuck the number. Like, don't nobody really ring my phone that much anyway, outside of like the couple people that do when they do, and like they contact me through WhatsApp or whatever anyway. So just burn the fucking line. Cause how I called for T-Mobile and like Sprint or some shit came up, like I couldn't get into my account. Like it was the craziest shit happening, and I was just like, okay, or let the shit burn, let it burn. And so that was it, and then that was just what it was. I was like, I don't need no fucking phone. Who I'm talking to anyway? Who been calling? Who doing anything? And while I'm fucking fighting with y'all about y'all fucking policies and stuff, like what is going on? Just do the shit. And now you telling me, you told me you couldn't do it, and then months later you did it. Like now you need to fix everything that happened due to that. That shit blew. Okay, whatever. So I don't know. It's just been a journey. Like I'm like, wait, what is this year in astrology again? I might need to go back and look again. And then with everything else that happened afterwards, I was kind of like, oh, I guess my spiritual team was already telling me that like, no, we need you to have little access. Like we gonna need you separated from everything. And I was like, okay. And then whatever else was being thrown from anywhere, because I don't know what else has been happening in the world, but whatever been happening, I'm like, all right, I'm over here. It's me. And I did reach out to a couple people when I got attacked. Like, I was like, I was about to go to sleep, and I was like, I probably should go to the hospital and get a CAT scan. Yeah. So a lot of things changed in my life, like really quickly, and I've been adjusting. I've been just going with it. And I'm like, if spirituality is what it is, like if I'm just tapping deeper into my spiritual bag and it's in essence my creative bag, then all right, I'll take it. It works for me. I'll do that. I'm a writer anyway, and like words is my thing. So, instead, like it's too much to write. I mean, I was writing before. I'm like, now it's videos, okay, and audios and whatever else. Like, all right, this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna channel all this shit out here, and I'm looking at all kind of stuff that I can do with it. And I know it's a bunch of stuff happening in the background that I can't see or understand. And okay. And then I'll be like, it's kind of, excuse me, like, I don't really do regret. So I'm just like embracing the season as it is. And I'm like, okay, girl, like, whatever we doing, we fucking doing over here. And I don't really need nobody to tell me that, like, I ain't doing it. Or, like, to try to name it or, whatever. I know when I go on my tarot videos or the ones that come up, it be so interesting because I'm like, I don't even, I mean, now they in the algorithm and then I actually be, clearing my cache and shit too. Like, I be clearing my cache, like, all the time. And then it'd be like, I love Friday. Like, his music is dope. By the time I was outside, I was creeping. It was love at first sight, girl, when you walked in. Couldn't look deep in your eyes, cause I did not. You was hurting deep inside and you was broken. But I was on the other side and didn't notice. Oh, I won't waste no time. I won't waste my time. And it's interesting because, like, before I even knew anything was happening to me, when I was with my girl in Georgia, when we were in, I think we were in Jamaica or I don't know, and she was just like, it was like the craziest thing that happened. Like, it was already some way spiritual shit happening. Clearly, like, just me hitting Jamaica. Like, I was already going through some transformations before I got to Georgia, right? Stuff was already happening. And then, like, it was like this message that came through her, like, about me being heartbroken, like, that heartbreak. Or something about, like, me being I'm like, heartbroken? What I'm heartbroken about? Like, my heart ain't broken. Like, what? Like, I ain't know what the hell was going on. And then it was like another message that came through, like, you can't come here with that or something. I'm like, what? Like, what the hell is happening? Like, what am I talking to? What is going on? And next time I should have been like, who are you? Like, I'm learning, like, sometimes I need to ask some of the spirits questions, like, who are you? Maybe I need to, like, ask more questions. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, and then I'm like, wait, so, like, who knew I was gonna be heartbroken? Somebody, like, my higher self was talking to me. When I'm like, why am I heartbroken? What am I about to be heartbroken about? Who breaking my heart? Why somebody breaking my heart? Hold up. Like, I should have had some questions. And then my ass and then, like, shit started coming out. Like, my ass went through a whole purge and transformation. I'm like, oh, I guess I got some things spoken into my life in existence before I even knew that it was coming. Okay. I'm like, okay, all right then. We just gonna roll with it. I was like, heartbroken. Wait a minute. Why would I be heartbroken? Who heartbroken for what? Who breaking my heart? Unbreak my heart. I'm like, I was so confused, and I was like heartbroken. Coming in with what? Who coming in where with what? What's going on? Where I'm going and what's happening? What? Like I was just sitting there like, okay, and I don't even feel like I'm just like, okay. I would be confused about certain stuff. Some of these messages that be coming through. Sometimes I be like, who are you? Who is it? You might try that shit with me. Who is it? Nigga, who are you? I don't gotta answer you. Nigga be like, I ain't gotta answer that. Then I like, wait, don't care. Because for the most part, I be like, if you coming through me, you gotta be cool. You had to go through some systems to get here anyway. Even if I am a babe and it's for real on this end. Because I don't be knowing none of the other rules and shit. And at the end of the day, I'm still me. I ain't going too far in no one direction because I'm like, I ain't about to be following no dots. I don't even be knowing how to translate sometimes all some of the shit that be coming through. I don't know, man. I guess somehow somebody can see how my brain actually be working, especially in this time frame. Like, and I guess you can get a look into how it worked when I was younger, going through different shit. Because a lot of this been like, what the hell happened from what the hell happened from my youth that done happened all this, like back in the day, like what happened? That is like doing something with the timelines and stuff, like, and like it's a lot, and it's not all bad. Like most of it's not bad. Most of the I don't really say bad or good, but like most of the heaviest stuff to me, I got out early. Outside of that shit, like, and that's why I kind of like I ain't standing there because you don't really get to no, because that's not where I was at that point. Like I was actually feeling like I was in a different spot before my attack. Like I was like, okay, I'm about to go ahead and I'm about to go ahead and press go on some stuff, and I'm about to like I was about to get back out and figure out what I needed to do to start bringing in like a whole lot more cash flow. The then the attack happened and set my like whatever energy I had got, and I was like whatever I had cleared and whatever I was like, all right, I'm about to go ahead and start working or something. That attack happened and set my ass right back down. I was like, whatever energy that I had, like, okay, I don't like, damn. So you want me to sit all the way the fuck down, huh? And then trying to go back and forth to court and all through that stuff, like all of that, that's a whole other process. Like I ain't even about that. I'm like, I don't got enough energy for all of it. So I'm gonna have to choose a struggle. And I don't even really want to go through this system. But and also like somebody might need me to. Like my energy might need to be put over here for a minute. I might need to touch this space where I'm at right now, and maybe somebody that's coming in here is gonna get a touch of my spirit or my energy or something. Like I might be doing something for somebody else. And it's like so many things that I want to like address and like like, and I'm just like, why? Like, is that really where I want to put my energy at? No, it's not. Like, I had my energy going toward this, and then I was like, okay, I'm taking this trip. I'm like, oh, I'm about to do this, and then like, I had a total flip of all kind of stuff, and then like, when I was like, okay, I'm about to get back because there's some things that I still want to do, and then this happened, and I'm just like, what? Like, who trying like? Is somebody trying to suck my energy? Like, fucking siphon my energy from where it was going? Like, somebody trying to like somebody else's team trying to hinder me in like the spiritual or the physical, and my team is like bossing up each time, whether I can see it or not. Is the most interesting thing. And then when I look at some of the stuff that like back then, I'm like, and I came out strong, like all the stuff that I don't really speak on in public or like any like okay, like I ain't ashamed. It is like okay, like I normally would, and that ain't nothing that I think is like public consumption. And now that it's in the public, it's in the public. Like I ain't taking shit down. It is what it is. I ain't ashamed of it. I just kind of like to keep some stuff private. And now that like me and Darian decide to embody each other, I'm like, oh no. Actually, let me keep embodying, let me keep bossing up because I like this version of me. I'm like, oh, I just needed to get a new identity for real. It was time for me to become Darian Michelle again. Cause Darian said, "Ain't nobody taking shit that's hers. Shit, ain't nobody taking nothing that's mine. It's been enough taken, and it's time for me to get it." So anything that anybody else may have thought they was taking right now, shit, thanks. I guess like thank you for the gifts, cause cause where I'm at, and for everybody that was helping, whether I could see you or not, whoever protected me in the realms that I can't see or whatever, wherever, it's like I appreciate that too. Cause one thing that I know is that like I ain't come this far just to come this far. I saw a clip of Kim Kardashian saying that shit recently, and I was floating around, and I was like, absolutely, you got that damn right. I don't care about what it looked like. And this I'm gonna get this dang on white, cause that is just bothering me. You got that damn right in this reality and just anything like yeah that I ain't come this far just to come this far. Nope. And that is why I'm still able to. Oh, Jay Howe, this is my dude. That's why I'm like, I ain't worried about nothing. Like, I'm good. I'm gonna be okay, whether I can see it or not, because that's always been my life. So why would it stop now? Why would it be something different now? Why in the hell would my spiritual team let me down now? Why would I let myself down? Why would like the universe let me down? It ain't. So no matter what I can see or not, shit, I'm good. Even if it don't look like I would want to, because I would love to have like more access, more money right now, and if it came down to like, and to be able to have the privilege to sit in and be like, all right, you know what? No, we just gonna sit here. And if I don't have no extra money to splurge and go out or do whatever, like that's fine. Do I really need it? Do I really want to be around many places? I mean, I probably would be taking myself out to eat, spending money on food, because that's my thing. Probably trying to get out of here, because that was the plan anyway. I ain't had no reason to stick around anyway. Like, I was just like, I ain't really seen, like, ain't no, like, what was I staying for in Cleveland? What was saying, like, hey, this is where I want you, like I want to invest in you here. I want you to be here. I want like I ain't so I bye like I ain't need to be here, and just whatever. I gotta pee. Something about you. Something about you, baby. You got me. Don't understand. Can we do this shit over again? And you love me. That doesn't mean that we're meant to be. But the most thing is, baby, but I can't stop. Another nigga taking my spot. Hey, something about ya. Something about ya. Something about ya. Something about ya. Hey, something about ya. If y'all ain't hip to Jay Howell, y'all got to get hip to him. I love his music. You got me. Oh, you got me. I love this video too. Her ass came up in that bar. He was like, just got finished talking. Like, no, she walked up in the bar with another man. Jay Howell was like, uh-oh. Uh-oh, wait a minute. What? You like, now what you gonna say? Because you just was talking real big shit. Like, she could do her, I'm doing me. And then she walked in there doing her, and you like, oh, okay. Like, what? So, I don't know. I ain't really dated a lot, for real. Like, and I ain't really been in many relationships. I mean, two as an adult, they was kind of back to back. Like, they was in my 30s. I mean, like, committed. We had a conversation, and this is what we committed to. And neither one of them essentially lasted that long. Because, like, oh, shit, I shouldn't put these on. I'm going to go pee first. All right, let me get off of here. Oh, I got to pee.